to the real world. I can show you.
And then?
And then I'm going to go ahead and cut that off because it's not anywhere like that. It's not one of those days. It's not one of those segments that we're just going to get behind the Cowboys and root for them and say, great job and give them the participation trophy. No, this is not that episode. So go ahead and kind of push that to the side. If you want to skip towards the end, that's where I'm going to be a little bit more positive. I might throw some sprinkle stuff in there just to make it all like the dessert crap that it is look a little bit better. But one thing that I can say at least positively is that my co-host Game Time Brian is with me by my side here. And Game Time, man, I'd ask you how you doing, but I've been watching you, man. I've been watching you.
Yeah, I did. Well, I streamed from about 12:30 yesterday afternoon through the Cowboy game, and I did not expect that. And then I woke up today and I thought it was a nightmare. Did a live stream this afternoon since I was off for Columbus Day. I had a lot of people in there wanting vitriol. I was spitting vitriol. They wanted blood, man. They wanted answers as to why. And I am dying to know, what were you thinking? Because normally we're streaming it, or what were you thinking during that? And Cowboys blog says we are a soft team. What were you thinking, Phil?
Man, I don't even know where to start. Like when I think the thing that gets thrown around a lot, I think it's people are getting used to the phrasing, but they say you lose and you win by 3 phases of the game. This Cowboys team lost by 4 to 5 phases of the game, and it went beyond what was on the field. When I looked at the offense, I had to look at it again. I had to look at this travesty of a game, and is any of us really surprised? No. But are we shocked? Yes, because when you look at this team, the last time these guys played, what was it, a touchdown? Barely, that type of game. And then you feel that this team has improved in a lot of areas. But then you turn around and do even a worse performance than you did in the playoff game. There's a lot of talk with this team, and I'm just kind of done with that. I want them to just shut up and play. And that's how I feel. I know that they're always constantly sticking microphones in these guys' face, but I'm to the point where they need to back it up. But when I look at the offense, I got to start there. The offense, I don't know, man. It looked like it was trying to go back to what Dak felt comfortable in, but Dak looked totally uncomfortable. There was, and almost every single play, there was at least one person on the offensive side that was messing it up. Now, we can go to the opening drive. I think this will really sum it up. And I think about Andy Gideon's Sunday when De Niro is sitting in that locker room and he's talking about the football game is a game of inches. Their inches are all around you. They're all around now. Now, were you going to grab those inches and you're going to actually take them and use them on your side? No, that wasn't how it is. This is the first play of the first drive of the game. There's a nice pass to Schoonemaker right down, like right in between that zone coverage that would change the way that this game was. And it's inches. It's 6 inches. It's whatever it is. It's just not there. And that's more onto the Dak side of it. When I look at the first half, okay, the first half is coming somewhat to a close. We're down by 2 touchdowns. We could possibly get back in this if we hit a thing. Where was the rush to try to throw that ball downfield out of bounds to Cooks? Like, to me, you and I, we're not Dak. We're not putting him on a pedestal of any kind, but we understand what he brings because of the crap that we've had to go through with this team. Quincy Carter, Vinny Testaverde, Ryan Leaf. I mean, I could just blurt out a whole bunch of quarterbacks in between, but we understand what we have. Can he change the game? Can he carry the team on his shoulders? Can he get you through that? No. And the more that the games matter, the more he tends to disappear. And one thing that I'm noticing, and that we've talked about this many times, and I'm sorry I'm going to go on a long rant here.
No, man.
But
this is what I want to hear because I'll talk again, but people are probably tired of hearing me bitch,
So, I got positives, though. I still got positives. So, when I look at Dak, he doesn't have that same burst of speed. He's not that young guy, but he is a weapon. And the fact that he's so hesitant to run, and I get it, there's certain things when I look at elite quarterbacks, I look at a guy like Mahomes. He is setting the bar. And as much as I may have debated him coming into it, there's a point in a play where your progressions no longer matter. Quit sitting there trying to progress through the damn play again. You've already gone through your reads. You've gone back or whatever. Like, now let's improvise. Let's backyard football this shit. But no, that's not the case with Dak Prescott. If it's not within the play, it's not there, and he tries to extend it, and he just ends up getting sacked. It's just terrible football. But is it all on him? Heck no. I am not putting it all on him. There was a lot of situations where the offensive line wasn't doing their job. There was sometimes where the wide receivers, people were talking about how these wide receivers weren't getting open. Really? They were open. They were open. Dak was not reading. Yeah, Dak was not reading that defense. Dak was not, you could see the frustrations in a lot of it, and it comes to scheme. When your star wide receiver only gets a couple of 1 or 2 touches before the half, what is that? It's so. I have a whole lot that I blow up on the offense, and of course the defense. I don't even know where to go with the defense. They missed Diggs. That let's be real. They missed Diggs.
Yeah.
And if they were smart, they would take Bland, stick him on the number 1, and put Gilmore on the number 2. And I'm a Gilmore fan. I want Gilmore here, but I don't want him on the number 1 receiver, because as soon as it starts to trail, boom, it's over with him. And we need to kind of mask that a little bit and put him on the number 2. But Bland, I think, definitely deserves that spot there. And I'm sorry that I'm not going through the chat right now. I'm kind of going through my rant, so I apologize, guys. But I think Micah, to me, I don't have too much of a problem with what Micah is doing. He doesn't seem to be following too much of what he's supposed to do within the play, but I don't know if that's because of what Dan Quinn is doing,
Yeah, that's the problem. We don't know all the behind this. We don't know. We're just using our eyes and saying, well, I think this, I think that. And I have a lot of suggestions as people are hearing it. But go ahead, man.
So when I look at Parsons, man, I love Parsons in this defense. The problem with Parsons is that he's young, and he just gets this immature poutiness to him that he's not even chatting with his guys. The guys are trying to rip. Okay, man, if you make this move there, he's not hearing any of that. If he's not getting the stats, he's kind of like frustrated. You can see him on the sideline. Just sitting there, and you're just like, okay, you can't have that from your star. If you're not producing, then you need to figure out a way to get involved in other ways. And then when I look at the defense, I look at 2 guys, Hankins, wow, and Jordan Lewis, wow. Those are the 2.
Where was Mozzie Smith?
On the sideline where he shouldn't have been.
On the freaking sideline. Yeah. All right. So anyway, just let me know when you want me to hop in. But yeah. It's very frustrating.
So when I look at this team in general, do I get scared that this team is not going to? No, man. The team that they're supposed to beat, other than minus Arizona, because that's just got their butts handed to them on that one, even though it was a 12-point. They're beating them. This means that yes, they will be a playoff team. Exactly what we're saying. With between 5 games, they're going to be 3-2. Boom, exactly what it is. Now, when we get all mixed into the hype of that 30-10 victory and the 30-0 victory, and then 40-10 and all that kind of stuff, I get it. I'm right there with you. I'm sipping the Kool-Aid.
30-10.
Yeah, I'm sipping that.
3. Yeah. We lost 28-16, which
again, I'm sipping on that there. But when you look at what we were saying about this team, there's some people that you're going to have to beat. And that's in the playoffs. Your tougher part is going to be within the playoffs. This is a playoff team, but now the way that this game went, this was a measuring stick. And I just, to me, it wasn't a measuring stick in the sense of how you measure up to them. It felt more of a measuring stick with how empty is our tank, and it looked pretty fucking empty. And let's be real. And that's the measuring
that's
stick.
What I want to hear, baby.
Yeah. But I love where this offense going. I look at Dak and realize he does not feel comfortable in this offense yet. What happens when he does? He's there. It's close. But will he ever develop that? I don't know. His buddy Kellen Moore was a little bit more where he felt comfortable within that offense, but it was because it was there for so long.
But you know what?
With Garrett.
I'm going to step in just real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, you said Dak doesn't feel comfortable. Well, you know what happens in Philly when Jalen Hurts doesn't feel comfortable? And he'll do this.
Run the ball. Get him in the game.
He'll do this maybe earlier than he should be. Like a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL, if you notice, a lot of them are bailing out pretty quick to avoid the huge turnover, strip sack, whatever, and they run the damn ball. But we got a quarterback who let me start by saying I've always had his back. I also said I'm going to keep it 100, keep it real, and call him out when he's not doing his job. In a big game, you got to take off. You got to, because what's going on, Phil, what I see is, like, last night, they are crowding our receivers. I saw Gallup having a hard time getting off the jam.
Yeah, he always does, though. Even on the side, he always does.
But that's what this is how the teams are going to play. This is how Arizona played. They're going to be up on our receivers, hitting them at the line of scrimmage. Where was the motion? Why weren't we putting anybody in motion?
Well, if you look at any of this team, Miami, tops in motion. San Francisco, second in motion. These are successful offenses that can score a lot of points. So it's like, where's the motion? Where can we figure out? So there's a lot to be desired within McCarthy's offensive scheme. When I also look at it, I look at this offense, I got to point to Tony Pollard. Now, I don't look at Tony Pollard and go, man, I can't believe Tony Pollard's doing this and that. No, man, I can't believe that they're using Tony Pollard like they use Zeke Elliott. Oh, what they did was just took Zeke Elliott, they put Pollard back, put it in there, and then just goes, okay, it's all the same. That's not all the same, and you're treating Pollard like you are, he's not a bruiser. He's a guy that's going to change the pace. Your defense gets used to getting to that edge at a certain time, 4 or 5 seconds, 3 seconds it takes me to get to that edge. All of a sudden you put Tony in there, boom, he's 2.5 seconds into that edge. So the timing is different, but it seems like all the advantages that they have, they don't use. And they don't scheme the people's, just all their pros. They just kind of they run around, and if your con happens to be there, come on, let's be real. I love CeeDee Lamb, but we all know CeeDee Lamb doesn't come back for the ball. He doesn't go, if it's not within where he's going down, that's it. So you have to know what you're working with and can kind of counter it.
Yeah, shout out to Chris B with the $2 super chat saying McCarthy's scheme is old. He's not very good. Listen, I'm not willing to go there. I'm giving him a chance.
Yeah. Like
I said, and I'm going to get into specifics, but, I want Phil to get everything off his chest, but I'll just say that McCarthy, I'm not giving nothing up this year, okay? I'm not happy about Arizona. I sure as hell ain't happy about what I saw last night, but that being said, 49er team right now is on a damn roll. Now, I'm telling you that we've been on this type of roll early on in the season, okay? I don't know that the Niners can play at this level the whole year. That's not how the NFL works. The NFL doesn't work that way where you could just go from wire to wire. Like I said, Phil, I want to be healthy as possible, and we're going to get into our injuries from yesterday's game. And
what does health get us, though? Seriously, we had an offensive line.
Wealth at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, the offensive line was healthy yesterday, and it just here's the thing. We've talked about these tackles. When I looked at Parsons on the edge with Trent Williams, yes, Trent Williams was manhandling him, yes, but they were still getting Trent Williams help with the running back, with the tight end. Come on!
I was hoping you would say that they were helping Trent. That's please say that. Whereas we had
Bosa, Steele's
we had
got
Terrence Steele 101 with Bosa.
Yeah.
I repeat, Terrence Steele coming back from ACL. The one thing he's not real good at is a guy like Bosa. Not many people are one-on-one.
Chris B's no creativity at running plays at all. Running plays from the 90s. Now, my question is, it's not the good 90s. It's the after 90s, Barry Switzer, Dave Campo type of shit. It's was that still the 90s?
Here's the deal, man. I'm very
Thank you very much for the super chat.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Chris.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I'm hearing myself, but it's all right.
Oh, it could be my internet.
No, it's all right. But anyway, yeah. Well, first let's get into the injuries real fast. You got C.J. Goodwin is out for the year with a torn pec muscle, and the news just came down with Leighton Vander Esch. He is out 4 weeks. He's going on the IR.
I think that's a blessing in disguise. I really think that one is a blessing in disguise.
He played like ass yesterday. Who did he have to replace him?
He's been playing like ass the whole couple of games, and that's what I was telling you. He's been in position. He just drags the people down. And I think because he's scared of getting that neck injured, and I don't blame him again. But he's been in position. So when the fumble happened that he scooped up last week and ran in, is because he was in position. It was just you know.
Glimmerman is yelling in the chat. They never move Parsons around.
They don't
move Parsons around, and I agree.
You can scheme very easily with that, and I told you on your chat, like, I want him in running situations. I don't want him on the line. I want him as one of those linebackers that's free to run around. Like, I don't understand.
I need a hug.
We need a group up after yesterday's game. Exactly. Now, when I look at, there's some positives on this. I'm going to go into some positives. Here we go. Ready? Like, we got a kicker.
We got ourselves a kicker. That's when you know you're screwed.
Yeah. Now, when I looked at this team, when I say they lost, they really lost in all categories. I don't blame anything on the refs. Like, yeah, they were just letting people hit. They were letting people hit, and when you look at the timing of some of these fouls that they had, Javon Curse offsides, all these guys just doing these stupid penalties, they were on third down. They're about to get them off the field. Boom, the play finished. There's off the field. No, Javon, Curse is on the wrong side. Like, really? I saw it. I was watching. I was like, dude, he's lined up off sides. Just look down the line. Like, it doesn't take much. And so there was a constant penalties, but they were at bad situations. And to me, was not something with the refs. It was more self-inflicted. So to me, like, I look at the San Francisco 49ers. You have to talk to them about them a little bit. Purdy. Dude, they're doing exactly what we talked about with any kind of successful team. They're taking a quarterback. They have a team around him already built because of what they had before, but they can pay him dirt cheap for the next 3 years.
I don't think they will. I don't think they can, but at least that's why they're able to go out and pick up a Randy Gregory. They got, they had over $40 million in cap space.
Yep.
Because they're paying him nothing. But that probably changed next year after they win the Super Bowl this year. But, I mean, I digress. I got news for you. Niners are playing at a level now that nobody is touching. But it's hard to play that level now at the end of the year. That's why I was telling everybody. We just have to get our act together. We blew one with Arizona. When I did my W's and L's before the season, I had us losing in San Fran.
Okay,
I sure as hell didn't have us losing in Arizona. So we're one behind.
I'm gonna throw you guys a curveball. Okay, the way that the season is going right now, can you look at San Francisco and think number 1 seed?
Yes.
Okay, now with that, who would be the number 2 seed?
Right now, the Eagles.
Okay, who do you look at right now that's not going to win their division and is going to have to be a wild card?
Seattle, us, Detroit. Well,
okay,
Detroit's winning their division.
So I would imagine we would probably have a better record than Seattle, but that doesn't mean shit.
You would think.
Now, that puts us at the 6th seed, them at the 7th seed kind of thing. They take on Philadelphia, Seattle. Then we take on whatever.
Football to be played though.
I'm just saying. Let me play this out, because if you want to go back and we're going to go this is what I said last year, and it played out exactly how I said it was.
All right.
So right now you win that wild card. Who are you going to?
We're going to San Fran.
You're going to San Fran. You're going to have to deal with them early.
San Francisco, here I come.
And so even if they get, for example, the number 2 or whatever it is, it's still somebody you're going to have to face. And you can't wish on the lucky star if the Rams make it and they can somehow push them out, or some team that shouldn't be there makes it, because that's the team that San Francisco, let's be real, will lose to, is the team that should not be there. And as much as we have been stacking up this team to rival them, it got worse. It got way, way worse. And it all showed. So now
it sucks that we're talking this, but
look at it this way, man.
Are you ready for me to light into it just a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing, because I don't want to be positive yet.
Yeah, well, go ahead and hit some of the chats with
with
your thumbs and your mousy mouse.
So yeah,
my main problem yesterday was, on the field. Obviously, it's obvious. It was a complete and utter. I'll be nice and say crap the bed. No, they shit the bed. Okay, they were up for the game. They just were undisciplined from J-Ron Curse lining up offsides to Malik Hooker, and quite frankly, Donovan Wilson hasn't looked good at all. You got your new contract. I know you don't have a preseason, but you looked horrendous yet again.
Yeah.
You haven't looked good. J-Ron has not looked good. Malik Hooker has not looked good.
But like when I look at those, when I looked at all of it, it was mediocre play that could maybe work, but against a team like this, it's not going to work. You can't turn the ball over 4 times.
Is making plays. Wanye Thomas.
Where's he at?
They're not playing.
Yeah, I was saying that right as soon as Diggs went out. I was like, Thomas, Wanye is the guy.
So, in a personnel department, and I'm just talking personnel, and then we'll get into who's pissing me off. In a personnel department, Mukuamu, he's not dressed. Why are we not dressing Mukuamu? Is there a reason why we're not dressing Israel Mukuamu? Why not? He's a big corner. I think that needs to happen. He's a good special teams guy. He's going to have to be dressed now. Now the Goodwin's gone for the year. I've been trying to get rid of Goodwin for the last 2 years. All he does is special teams. I think we can get some young guys to do that. He doesn't really play corner. Hunter Lepke. Has anybody seen Hunter Lepke? Is he on the team anymore? Oh yes, he's active. He's not only on the 53, Phil. He's on the 48. He's active for games, yet we're not getting him in the game. Okay, nobody could do anything. Let's start playing some of our young guys. How about Junior Fehoko, Phil? Don't you think we could maybe, now that Van Der Esch is hurt, maybe use Parsons more as a linebacker and bring Fehoko in to rotate through, get some snaps? I guess he's playing linebacker, defensive end. Let's get some of the young guys. You drafted them. They're on the team. I mean, what's going on? We're activating 4 running backs, and we're not using but 2 of them, 1.5. I don't understand, man. I don't understand the play calls. I don't understand what scheme we're running on offense right now. We're not taking advantage of shit. We're running the ball on 3rd and 4. I don't understand. We don't go for the when it's 4th and 2 when we're down 14 points. We don't go for it. We punt it. I don't care where you're at in the field. You got to make a play.
Yeah.
You got to make a play. Go make a play. Turn the momentum around. You got your doors blowed off anyway, so what does it matter? Anyway, go ahead, man.
Brad Harris says,
I'll come back in.
He goes, we need to change the offense scheme or get things together quickly. And that's the thing is like you still got 2/3 of the season left. You can't change those type of things now. You just kind of have to let shit play out and hope that Dak starts to catch up with a little bit of the scheme. I have a little thing here, and I wanted to play it, and it star up, star down by 105, and I think this one definitely hits home. So we can see. Here we go.
Rangers or Cowboys, 640, 877-881-1053.
Star up Mike McCarthy. You didn't have to use any of your plays this week either. Okay, you were so far out of it by the end of the first quarter. You got to keep them all in the can.
No red zone problems.
You didn't have any red zone problems today, did you? Last night, you didn't use any of your plays. You got the whole sheet. That stupid sheet you carry around that you look like you're a Cheesecake Factory menu. You don't need to use any of them.
When Turpin caught that touchdown pass, Clarence Hill's a couple seats down from me. He says, not a red zone touchdown, though, y'all. Not a red zone touchdown.
Mike, it's the best day of your life. You got all your plays still.
I like how it goes from here.
Star up to Jerry Jones.
Oh, this feels like a set.
He didn't talk yesterday, by the way. We get him first.
Great. That'll be real great.
I like how you bashed him, and then he's gonna have to interview him.
You just saved $50 million on your quarterback. You don't have to pay him anything. Find a new one. This is fantastic. It's the best day of your life. Look at you. Look at you. You just saved all this money.
Oh, man.
Oh,
here's the set.
Fantastic day.
Yeah.
Star up, Chris Collinsworth and Mike Tirico. This is the smartest you two have ever sounded. Play it, Peyton.
Ils ont eu Christian McCaffrey il y a quelques temps.
Beaucoup d'éléments qui s'assemblent, Chris.
Remember that one where they were playing the French thing?
Je pense et j'adore ce que Christian McCaffrey a fait avec cette équipe. On sait tous ce qu'il peut faire en tant que coureur.
I told you,
Mais quand
man.
on regarde de près,
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't know what you all said. It was the best thing you said all night.
Hey,
It's the
Mike,
best thing you said all night. Either one of you.
Parlez-vous
Mike
français?
Tirico, friend of the show.
All right. Yeah, no, but Collinsworth. Collinsworth,
Yeah,
a moron.
Collinsworth sucks.
And finally,
We
star
agree
up,
with that.
San Francisco fans. Nobody got stabbed. Nobody in the entire place got stabbed. It was a fantastic day. It's one of the best days of my life.
I have to agree. You know, when you could hear the energy there, they were definitely hyped up, man. And they're, you know, what did they have to really fear? Every time that they kind of have gone against us, I had a friend that wanted to bet right before the game, and I'm like, nah, man, there's no way. I don't put
You wanted
those.
to bet you?
Yeah, I don't mix business with that pleasure thing there because I am too close to home and my bias kind of comes out. So, you know, when the playoffs comes, if something like this happens again, you cannot.
Playoffs?
Yeah, you cannot. Sorry, I know I'm saying that type of stuff, but you cannot be
Playoffs?
totally pissed off when people are picking against the Cowboys to play to win. And so,
yeah, no, absolutely
you know,
not.
it's like you know you're at this point now where you have to prove it, and it reminds me of the little Giants a little bit. It doesn't matter if we play them 99 times and beat them. You know, they beat us 99 times out of 100. We got that one, and man, right now they got 3-0 against us in the most recent stuff that we care about.
Well, I'm going to get into a couple things that if people aren't going to like. Some is. What's up, Tyler? I see Tyler Jostin here. Philly D. Yeah, they're up 3-0, man. I'm happy right now. The Cowboy Mafia in here. What's up, buddy? Micah Parsons. Listen, man. We know he's double teamed, triple teamed. I love Micah Parsons. But can we please
Yeah, let's kind of
just
try to
stop
counter
it
that.
with the Lawrence Taylor?
Oh yeah.
Can we please stop, man? We need to stop. I was all laughing and giggles, you know, but in games like this where you're totally neutralized, Eagles have done it the last two times that you've played, or the last time that you've played them, usually in Philly. But either way, good teams know how to scheme. That's what that's the most important thing I'm concerned about is what we're scheming.
Yeah, no.
How
But
we're sitting in the back.
Before they went
We
into
can't
this
sit there and
game,
look at what Shanahan's doing
yeah, that's true.
scheme-wise
Yeah.
to get open his guys. They had people running free.
Mm-hmm.
Are you that stubborn, Mike McCarthy, that you're going to sit there and run your shit? Listen, man. You need to look and see what's working, change shit up game by game.
Can we?
Because
Man.
whatever's working
What's
is
this-
not. But Parsons
There
made a
needs-
comment that pissed me off, Phil.
What's that?
He's
Go ahead.
like that they are on the same level
Oh, yeah,
as
yeah, I
the
heard that shit.
49ers.
Yeah, yeah.
It was all about execution. Now, I'm not going to disagree about the
Nonsense,
execution part,
poopy pants.
but Brock Purdy is the real deal, people.
He is.
Dak Prescott is not a Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy doesn't have to run. We have a better offensive line than the 49ers, FYI, just so you know. The Niners' offensive line outside of Trent Williams is meh. It's not great. Look at the numbers. We had our full line intact. It was scheme, okay? They know when to help and when not to help. They know what to run off of each other to get guys open.
I think the
Very,
only one.
very-
I think the only one I
Look
want
at
to
it.
punch in the
Please,
mouth
learn
is Kettle.
something, McCarthy.
Kettle's
Or
the
you're
only
gonna
one.
be gone.
Yeah. Oof.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say the only one I want to punch in the mouth is Kettle. That's the guy that like you don't
Yeah,
hear
well,
from
he
him
came out, ran his
2,
mouth
3.
mouth
Yeah,
after the
afterwards,
game, and
after,
Parsons had
after.
a couple things to say. I wish you had that.
Well, my whole thing,
audio.
he
I
didn't
just
do.
literally
He
heard
definitely
a
didn't do
little
it
while ago.
before the game. You know, he definitely wasn't going to do that. So you gotta have to remember this because this guy, Eric Coe, disappears for 2 to 3 years, and then he'll come back and run his mouth a little bit, and then out of nowhere, like, okay, let us know that it's a rivalry in your eyes, and that you're going to pull a Nick Sirianni on us and stuff like that, and see where this rivalry goes. It's a little bit easier to know that you don't face us a second time unless things play out the way that it's supposed to. So to me, that's the one where I don't usually get too much into that, but that guy right there kind of that's where I was ready. I'm like, yeah, this guy, yeah. But he has all the right to talk his shit. I do it. Like, and I can be pissed off all I want, but you have the right.
It's low class, man.
Yeah,
you
it
got
is.
your ass beat the F down in Philly last year. The whole excuse about Purdy getting hurt in the end, it wasn't going to matter. Philly was beating your ass. They were more physical last year. Now I'm going to be honest. I don't think Philly's that team this year.
No, but they did a really good job last year.
But for him to come out and talk his shit after Game 5, I'm not going to lie to you. I hope fucking Eagles smoke their ass. I just do. That's how mad. I don't like teams like that. That's why I have a problem with Sirianni at times. He shuts his mouth all the time until they get a lead or they're winning, and then he starts to chirp.
Yeah.
And it's not the Eagles, it's any team. But what Kittle did yesterday is F the Cowboys. Okay, what did he do to you? You got your ass beat and didn't show up in Philly last year in the fucking playoff game.
Like, how about you get...
That's what you need to worry about, tough guy.
When the games really matter, how about you guys take care of the Rams? Like, they're in your division.
Exactly.
So
but again,
I get it.
The Eagles are starting to see. Everybody gets up for the Eagles now, and we're always used to that. We get everybody's effing Super Bowl. And that's fine, because you would think that would make you better, right, Phil? But long season. We got 12 games left.
Inconsistency.
We have a couple this next game I'm frightened about. If we can get the 4-2 going into the bye,
that's where I had us.
Fine.
That's where I had us going in there.
Too many more
No. I mean, my whole thing is that, statistically, this team comes back from a bad game and they play amazingly and blah, 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 blah. Yes, that is very, very true. But isn't feeling like a loss like this it's not going to just shake off of you. You're not going to just do the 24-hour rule and go, okay, let's move on to the Chargers. Like, no, man, this is the type of shit that like really lingers. Like you're eating.
We got our ass kicked, Philadelphia.
Whenever you get
our ass kicked from pillar to post.
Whenever you get into a campfire and you see that guy just go ahead and just staring. This is what you're thinking about, man. You're thinking about a crappy-ass loss like this, and you're just staring out into nothingness. Moving forward, now coming out of that, let's push forward.
I thought I saw the coaches go up to Dak with a pack of dude wipes, because I think he crapped himself on the sideline. I don't know why he was smiling all night. I have no idea. What was funny? Why are you smirking?
Yeah, that's probably why. Well, let's be real. If they were joking on the sideline.
Like shit last night.
Maybe that's why CD's on the other side. He's like, I ain't got time for jokes.
Yeah, did you see CD Lamb? He was literally way by himself on the sideline.
I don't blame him.
We can go back into that's like Antonio Brown-esque now. You're not saying he's Antonio Brown. Listen, CD, you're the one that wanted to risk your new contract and roll the dice and bet on yourself with a new offense. Okay, listen, you're still going to get paid. Here's a thought. Like Phil said, come back for a ball. I just don't understand the stagnant offense. That's Mike McCarthy. You watch. The next thing you're going to hear is that he's not going to call plays. Now, he ain't going to do it this week against Kellen Moore. But if we shit the bed this week, after the bye, it'll be Brian Schottenheimer. This ain't working right now.
Well, here's the thing that, Dak called a play. Dak called the plays when, what was that third string quarter? Will Greer was in there. Look at him and everything. Okay,
let him call the damn plays.
I'm not a rocket scientist when I say if there's 8 guys in the box, let's check into a pass. Like, there isn't a pass on this. Kill. Like, then make one up, man. Start blurting out a play there.
Be freed.
I don't know, man. There's something there.
I don't know, but something's going on. I agree with you.
Yeah. It's just call it, man. Like, if this is what you were supposed to do, and maybe look at the defense, call the play. Since you got time, I think the whole thing when the play starts to go, he just can't get through his progressions, and sometimes, like, again, he gets so hung up on progressions that he forgets the whole, like, the ad lib is part of the NFL, man. What do they say? You got a war game plan until the first moment that you get popped in the mouth. And when they get popped in the mouth, it kind of just shakes everybody. And I think everybody was on that same level. Again, we can point out a handful of guys that had really good games. Hankins loved his game, man. That guy was balling yesterday. Jordan Lewis, I really liked how he was doing. Even in stuff that was Bland was doing early.
Bland was fine.
Yeah.
Lewis was fine. Gilmore is getting exposed, but
Well, I mean, Bell, for example. I'll give Bell. Bell's young. He's still figuring it out. They got him up in the linebacker position. He was supposed to drift back where that whole Kettle touchdown, and he turns around. Instead of turning back to get faster, he turns his whole body like he's a pee-wee scout dude, and you're like, dude, you cannot do that. That just cost you an extra second to go around, and that's why Kettle was wide open. So, yes, there's young guys on this team that still need to learn, and they need to learn how to win and against tough teams.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, hey, you ready to throw any kind of positives out there?
I don't have any positives from last night. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have any positives from Well, Hankins was the one positive. I ain't going, listen.
See, I look at this. I look at this game.
Hankins, yeah.
I look at this game, and this is how it is. Offense was my disappointment. Yeah, they scored 42 points and everything. Well, guess what?
A lot of that came late when.
Yeah. But let's be real. 21 points were scored in the first half. That just doubled by the second half. They didn't do shit the second half that it wasn't the first half. So as much as people want to go, well, it got lopsided in the second half. No, it was the same damn score. They just didn't score any offense. So when I look at this team, I go, okay, well, one, you were facing a very top team that's definitely on a roll right now, okay? But let's be real, they have your number right now, and then until you really prove that, you got to stop the trash talking prior to these games, okay?
Yeah. I'm worried about this next game, but if we don't come out, and it's hard to win on the road Monday Night Football, and do like what we got to do against the Chargers, who are on a bye this week. Let's not forget we're playing a team who just had a bye.
Yeah,
we're coming off an emotional loss. Monday night, thank God.
Mark Hudson says this. What are y'all's honest opinion regarding Prescott's long term? To me, it doesn't change anything. Like, okay, this game sucks. Yes, everybody's lingering on this game. We're not going to sign his contract right now. He's a top 10 quarterback. Let's just be real. And yeah, he's not the type of quarterback that's going to drag your offense to a victory. You have to put the pieces around him. And even with that, that doesn't guarantee anything. Is he better than half the quarterbacks in the league? Yeah, I definitely agree on that. Is he a leader? Yes. You get a lot of people that can be a great quarterback and just don't talk. They're just quiet in the corner and stuff like that. So yeah, I love that part. But does that get you any victories? Does it a moral victory? That's about it.
Yeah.
So I just the Dak Prescott that I saw in Hard Knocks. Did we see a Hard Knocks with him? There was something where he was cursing. There was something where he was just cursing up a storm, and you're just like. That's the guy I want to see. I don't want to see the poster boy anymore. You're about to get you're getting later into your career. I need you to take control. I need you to really grab this team by the reins, because let's be real, they're going to sign him to an extension. I really think so. Even with the body of work that he has.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sitting.
Well, you don't want to.
Honestly,
you don't want
for
to.
The first time, I thought about it after.
I lost some faith. I lost some faith.
We're gonna see. They don't. I'm telling you now, they're not going to pay. I don't know the dollar amount, but they have a dollar amount in their mind, and they're not going to go above it. Just look how the NFL is giving out contracts, all because of the ridiculous market that the quarterback is right now. I mean, you see Daniel Jones making what he's making. That's why everybody was up in arms. You see Joe Burrow. Okay, he's a great quarterback, but he's banged up, and it's a team game. That's just like a fact. I don't know. We'll have to see what the contract is. Dallas has a number. I would say, sign him on a shorter-term deal, maybe add a year, just to extend it out a little bit and keep that number around 50. Okay. I know that's a lot, but that's still.
Well, I think that's doable, but when I look when I look at this team, I look offense. So definitely when you look at that play, where they don't get what's his name, the tight end that we just drafted, when they don't get him on that changes it. You could have you're already almost on the midfield. You'd have been driving, and then all of a sudden this defense does a great job in stopping, and then all of a sudden the offense gets the ball and Tony Pollard fumbles it. You're like right on there. You're giving the defense a bad position right off the bat. Like, this team can slow it down. It's when you face a team like this, it's a bend but don't break defense that you're trying to play, and you've already broken what the defense was trying to not bend, and so you've already taken that whole thing out of the game. And so to me, the offense kept putting the defense in a bad position. So I cannot totally blame the defense, but I can look at that running game and go, dude, really? The defense, a running game?
About that. Tony Pollard, you can't fumble the ball. You can't fumble the ball on your own end. You can never fumble the ball anyway. We have a team that does not respect the backside in defender coming in. Everybody fumbles. So if in that, just make sure you trail the guy with the ball and hit him hard. He will fumble. Again, though, it's only been one game. This is only one game.
And against a good team.
This next game is going to show me a lot. If we can win and go into the bye 4-2, it's not the end of the world. Yes, everybody in the chat, you don't, and you killed it off. You spelled it out. You don't want to lose like that to the Niners. But again,
it got worse.
How many times have you seen the Cowboys on this type of run? Not in the last couple of years, but I mean, where everybody's talking about how great we are, and then by the time we get to the end of the year, everybody's kind of, figured you guys out. You've suffered some injuries, and everything kind of evens itself out. That's all I could say as far as the Niners are concerned. 4-0. Yeah. So very frustrating. I guess my most frustrated issue I have with this Cowboy team. Yeah, I obviously want the defense to stop them. But it's our offense. We have no rhyme or reason what we're doing. And we have no rhythm. Everything is stagnant. No movement.
We have no schemes to get our weapons open. I really don't feel...
That transitions into Brandon Cooks. 1 catch for 7 yards.
That's not Brandon's fault.
Off-season
and that's not his fault.
Was covered once on the sideline by the linebacker, and he was staying with him. What? I don't care how good the linebacker is. What the hell was going on?
Yeah.
Why is he not getting? I think it's scheme, Phil.
Scheme. It is. I told you.
As much as I had McCarthy's back,
he's using some of these guys as like, okay, instead of having them run routes to see who gets open, you're using guys to scheme. He might as well just be a freaking lineman out there, like holding up a block. Like, come on, guys. Like, so that's why you see like 2 people. Okay, I'm gonna go back off on this, but like you got me back on this. But you see 2 guys in the same spot because he's using one of them to block off another dude, and it's like, come on, man, that cannot be the whole scheme of it. You need to give him options to throw to. And yes, by the time there was options, he was in a progression over here because of the shit that was going on in the middle. So yeah, it was very frustrating. So I totally understand what you're saying in the sense of the identity, the inconsistency, the up and down. You look good, you don't look good. You're giving your kicker plenty of stuff. But again, to me, I rotate a lot on that offense yesterday. And I gotta question sometimes the coaching staff right now. Even when you follow it up with a good game, I question it.
I don't care, man. I don't care. And I say this, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm not a Cowboys fan because of any one player. I'm a Cowboys fan. So at the end of the day, I want my team to be good. If you can't get the job done, you got to go. Dak, if that ends up being you got to go. And I love Dak. Everybody knows I love
That's the
Dak.
truth. That's true. But
if you ain't the guy, and after this year's going to tell me something, Phil. How are we going to go? Everybody's saying he's automatically coming back. I'm not 100%. We got to let this year finish out. He'll be here next year. That I know. But after that, how we finish this year is going to determine his long range. I'm telling you now. So let's just wait and hold our horses on anointing people. We're only 5 games into a not after the Eagles and the 49ers, and the Eagles are winning, but they're not looking 49ers-esque.
Right.
After that, and Detroit, I'll give Detroit. They've lost, but Detroit is explosive. Outside of that, nobody scares me. What happened?
No. He froze for a
going?
moment, so I
What
didn't
up,
know.
Hulk?
I don't. It's about that time where my internet says, "Hey, man, I got to reset," and like I don't know. It doesn't decide in the middle of the night. But yeah, this week is going to be totally different, guys, in the sense of our broadcasting. Brian, are we going to do a pregame show this week? I know right now
That's
you probably
on
don't.
you. You're the one that's jet setting, man. You're getting out of town.
Yeah, after something like that, man, I have to get out of town. I got to get on a cruise. I have to like get out of here. No, man, I will. I was kind of planning on this, and it would have been nice if it would have fallen on the bye week, the next following week. But I'll be back on Monday, so there's a small chance, depending on what time I get back, or that we could do the game. But we might do a pregame on Wednesday though, for this upcoming Chargers game. And but right now, have obviously that feeling, picking that game now compared to picking it on Saturday. I'm pretty sure yours is going to be a little screwed there.
Yeah, no, I don't want to touch that game now.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
That's up to you whether we want to have a I'd like to have some sort of preview show, but that's on you, man. I mean, that's up to you.
Yeah. So if you do not see anything from us, just know that Primetime took his vacation just a little bit earlier, just a little bit earlier. But Brian, man, like we got this one. This one's hard to swallow. It feels bad.
Yeah, I don't mind losing. That's what I was telling people, Phil. If we lost a close one, I could say, listen, man, the Niners are good. They're home. I know we want revenge, but it doesn't always work that way. But we got blown out. We were never in the game. But shout out to Shanahan, even though we can't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
My man is a coach, and
he
can
is.
scheme up. He's
Yes, he
got a
is.
lot of talent.
Yeah. You have to be within his system, but yeah, I have to give him credit on that one. That one's he definitely balled out, and they were ready to play us, and they took us. I mean, they took us in every aspect of the game. So, Brian, we'll see if we do a broadcast later on in the week. But otherwise, guys, I appreciate you coming through. Even though it's one of those things. This is kind of more of the therapy type of session to just get it out there, man. Hopefully, you just kind of rinse it off, and we can put the same thing as we put in the victories. You give it a 24-hour rule, and then you move on. But this is going to sting for a while.
Yeah, and Ultras, he's putting out some numbers. And listen, man, that's cool. I would say this. I was in, and I'll go back to this again. I was in the Veterans Stadium when I saw Emmitt Smith run into the line 4 times against the Eagles, and they stopped him again. And there were Eagles beat our ass, and it was looking horrible. And we went on to win the Super Bowl under Barry Switzer. So things can happen. Like I said, the NFC is weak this year outside of the Niners. I think the Niners are here. I think the Eagles are here. And I would say Detroit, Seattle, and us are here.
Yeah.
Right now, week
now.
5, people. That's all it is. Am I happy? No. But long season to go, and I would just warn people not to anoint anybody this early.
Yeah.
You want to be peaking at the end of the year, not now. We're famous for peaking early, right? And then as soon as Thanksgiving hits, we go down. Not last year, not the last couple of years, but we're famous for that.
Yeah,
So
I
maybe
point
this
out
is
the
the
fact that
opposite. So take a deep breath.
KC every year goes to Super Bowl.
the-
That they play
yeah.
bad in the beginning, so I get it.
Yeah. Yep. So let's just relax, let it play out. We're YouTubers. We're gonna be here for it regardless.
Yeah, man, it stung. I
And
didn't want to.
so
I'm
it
like,
is what it is.
I don't want to do this.
Cowboys.
Well, I appreciate you guys through. I wasn't gonna let that introduction play out because I'm like, I do not want to give it up to the boys. I don't want to stand up. If anything, I want to sit down, lay down, like get in the shower, just mope and stuff like that. But I got a little bit more of a smile on my face because, of course, at the end of this week, I'm going on vacation. So one thing I appreciate you guys coming through is coming and bitching and moaning with us. And Brian, hopefully after all these sessions you've had for the past 24 hours, you feel better as well too, man.
I've given myself
go watch some
multiple
baseball.
headaches, yes.
Yeah.
But listen, it ain't gonna go away. So you might as well get it out of your system, right? So let's
But one
go,
thing-
man.
yeah, one
On
thing
to
I
the
know-
next.
I know one thing I'll never get out of my system is to forget to do what?
Ring that bell.
Damn right.
Hey! We know each other. He's a friend from work.
what you do. You're like a little screw loose type of guy, and I thought that's how I am. So I'm digging it, big guy. I am.
Who are you?
You.
No, not me, you.
Yes, I am you.
Just answer the damn questions. Who are you?
Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the mailman here,
Cool name. Superpowers?
broadcasting from the illustrious Jobu Studio.
Come on, are you gonna tell me who that is?
Primetime Phil, and of course my co-host, Game Time Brian.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this place is going to explode. $100,000, I don't even need to hear it.